smoked traditional Irish soda bread on Smokin' and Drinkin'. Hey, welcome back to Smokin' and Drinkin'. I'm Mike, and today we are going to make smoked Irish soda bread. Let's get started. All right, St. Patrick's Day is upon us, and we are going to make a traditional Irish soda bread, but we're going to do it a little differently. We're going to put it in the pellet smoker and bake it in the pellet smoker. It's a very simple recipe, only 4 ingredients: all-purpose flour, salt, baking soda, and buttermilk. And we are going to put it in the smoker. We have the pellet smoker preheating to 225 with apple pellets. So we're just going to mix the dry ingredients together, and then we're going to add the buttermilk, and we'll put it in a cast iron skillet and get it on the smoker. We have 4 cups of all-purpose flour and 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and we'll just give that a mix, get all the dry ingredients mixed together real well. And then we are going to slowly add in our buttermilk. I'm just going to mix this and keep adding the buttermilk until we have a nice sticky bread dough. You may need to add a little more buttermilk. This was 1 3/4 cups. So we have a little bit of buttermilk left. This might do it. We might be there. You don't want it to be too wet and sticky, but you want it to be enough to hold together into a loaf. Yeah, I think we're going to need just a little more buttermilk. We'll get the buttermilk. Be right back. All right, we have just about a 1/4 cup left. That should be enough. You can always make buttermilk pretty easily if you don't have buttermilk. It's basically milk with a little bit of vinegar. Basically kind of souring the milk a little bit, I think. But okay. A little bit of I'm going to use our hands here and make sure we get it all incorporated in there. There's a little bit on the bottom that needs to get worked in. Sometimes you got to get your hands on the task. You don't want to knead the dough too much. You don't want to overwork it. It's supposed to be a rustic, little bit crusty bread, so you don't want to overwork it too much. Just a little bit on the bottom. Okay. All right. So we need to get our cast iron skillet and to get the dough off my hands now. Let me get this cleaned off and I'll be right back. All right, we are going to bake this in our cast iron skillet, and we're going to go old school here. When I was a kid, my mom, if she was frying, baking, she needed to condition a pan, she either used, in the real old days, she used lard, and then she switched to Crisco. This is Crisco, but we're just going, you could use butter. You don't need to use Crisco or lard, but this is a traditional Irish bread, and I'm sure traditionally when they did this, they used lard. So we're going to do the same thing. You don't need a lot. That may be too much. Okay, we just don't want it sticking to the skillet. Then we're going to take our loaf, and I want it to look kind of nice too. You know, as they say, we eat with our eyes. Oh boy, needs a little more kneading, I think. Needs more kneading. Get that out of the way a little bit. Let's knead that a little more. It needs to stick together. Okay, maybe we're there now. Okay, I'm going to form it into a nice loaf and put it in the center of the pan. Fix that up so it looks kind of nice. There we go. All right. Clean up my mess just a little bit here. Now there's just one final touch to keep the fairies away, as they used to say in the old Irish days. I need to cut a cross in there. Now, there's a practical reason for it. It helps to open up that bread a little bit so that it bakes all the way through. But the other old saying was that it allowed the blessings to get in. Kind of like that one better than fairies, but either one. Anyway, just want to put a nice cut in there. That'll open up as it bakes and look real nice. All right, we're going to get this out on the smoker at 225 for about 10 minutes, and then we'll step the temperature up to 375 and continue to bake it for a total of about 45 to 50 minutes. We'll just keep checking on it. I want it to be a little crusty and kind of a dull thud when you thump on it, but we'll get it started smoking for about 10-15 minutes at 225, and then we'll step it up from there. So let's get out to the smoker. All right, smoker's preheated to 225. We're just going to put this right in the center and do a little touch up here. We're going to let that go for about 10-15 minutes, get some smoke imparted upon it, and then we'll step up the temperature. All right, it's been 45 minutes. Oh, wow. Isn't that pretty? All right, I think that is done. Sounds done. Let's get that off and get it inside. We'll get it cooled down a little bit. All right. Doesn't that look pretty? Smells wonderful. Smells like fresh baked bread. Our nice little cut didn't spread out quite as much as I thought it would, but probably should have cut a little deeper. Probably should have maybe greased my knife a little bit so I could cut in there, but boy, it looks nice. So we're going to let it sit for about 15-20 minutes, let it cool off, and we'll cut into that and have a taste. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes and we let it cool. We put it on a cooling rack, and it's pretty cool. It's still warm, but which is good. We want it a little warm. I love warm baked bread. So let's get this off of the cooling rack and cut us a slice. Can't wait. Oh boy. It's so pretty. I almost hate to cut into it, but let's go ahead. That's what we made it for, right? It's very dense, which is good. Move that out of the way. Got a pretty hard crust on the bottom, which is to be expected from baking in a skillet. Oh yeah. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells wonderful. There we go. Oh boy. And we're going to put some smoked Irish butter on there. What could be better? Get a thin sliver. Maybe a little more. There we go. I smoked this on the pellet smoker. Actually, I smoked this on the Ninja, the Ninja Outdoor Wood Fire Grill, and that turned out real nice. It's got a nice smoky aroma to it. Check that video out. I'll put a link up here. Oh boy. There we go. Let's dig in. Oh boy. I cannot wait. Got a nice crispy crunchy crust on it. Oh wow. To really get the smoky, it's kind of a nutty, smoky flavor to it, that's the smoke, the nuttiness on there. But between the smoked butter and the smoked bread, I think there's more off of the butter. But let me try this. Yeah, it's definitely getting more of the smoke off of the butter. But oh boy, is that good! I love baked bread, fresh baked bread. Oh, can't get enough. It's really got a nice crunchy crust to it, but it's moist and fluffy on the inside. So, well, that about does it for the smoked Irish soda bread. Thanks for tuning in to Smoking and Drinking again, as always. And remember to hit that like button. And if you really like this and want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And that notification bell always lets you know when we release new videos. We release videos every Sunday morning. We have a smoking video, something smoked on the pellet smoker, and a drinking video, something we've fermented or mixed up or brewed. So be sure and tune in for those. As always, Prost!